Oh, that ended too soon.
I know, we're just getting started.
Yeah, yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Oh,
Good afternoon.
on this beautiful Saturday.
Oh,
Afternoon.
sunshine, blue skies, straight from God. Hallelujah.
It's so beautiful out there. They out here doing 5Ks and half a marathons. I'm like,
Perfect day.
Hey, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Like I was like, oh, I forgot to sign up. That's what I told you. No. I was not practicing because you got to practice.
You got to practice
do a
for
5K
that.
without practicing, ladies and gents. Do not ever.
Oh,
do
yeah.
that.
You will get
Not
cramps
cold
and
turkey
everything
that one.
else.
You need
Yeah.
5 months for every mile you have to, every mile you
Is
Let's
that
say
how it is?
for every K, you need every K, yeah. You need
a month
at least
every
5
K.
months
That's
of
right.
training.
That's right. But you know what I did get out of it? I got bananas because somebody donated a lot of bananas. I'm like, I'll take those, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll take all those bananas. I don't want
All the
pretzel.
healthy snacks.
Yes.
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I hope they're there when I come back though, because I'm gonna get a lot. Because bananas cost a lot of money now. So if they're giving them away for free for just walking and running, why not?
In general.
Make sure they're organic now, okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Don't get too many of them.
Okay. Here go the.
We don't know where they're coming from. Look at the label.
Okay. All right. Oh
Okay.
Lord. How's
Yeah.
everybody doing? Lord, we
Woo!
Fantastic.
I miss you guys.
We
missed you
Wait a minute.
too. We missed each other because it's been
everybody.
months. It seems. It seems like months.
I think we need to reintroduce
glad to
ourselves.
meet you.
Peggy, I guess you should start. Who are you?
Okay, I'm Peg.
I'm Linda.
I'm Charlene.
And I'm Sharon.
And we
We are
Sitting in for Wawa.
Sisters Live.
We
Oh
miss
my
our
God.
Wawa.
Yes.
I'm live today.
We're going to share this Wawa. Thanks for being with us.
Sharon.
Our model and best-selling author.
Thank you.
Extraordinary. I'm telling you, Sharon, you've been doing it. You have been
living
your dream.
Yeah, y'all know more than me. I
mean, when the book came out, that wonderful, reception that you had, that was so beautiful, and it was such a wonderful book.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, and just to hear how when you were in New York and how you produced it, the production. Oh wow.
Yeah, that was exciting. One of the most exciting days of my whole entire life, because that was my little dream.
That's a dream come true. Yeah.
Wow.
Sharon, be honest. The real truth is the best day of your life is when we reconnected at the PowerNetworking conference in 2000.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
That changed everything.
You know what? Without it, none of this would have happened.
None.
None of it. You got it? None.
That's
And
true.
when you say none,
we birthed out of everything, out of this organization, and that out of the conference. But
Unbelievable.
But for the conference.
And I'm so honest, guys.
I was even reconnected with Peggy.
I know.
That would have been
Morgan State University 25
25
years ago. Okay.
All of that. Yeah.
Wow, that is wonderful. It's been a wonderful. It's been a wonderful year.
This has
The
been
year is just a quarter, just 1/3, 1/4 over. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even believe the date is June the 1st, but
I don't either, because May was gone. I'm trying to remember what happened in May.
Right. Well, we better find out what's happening to each of you guys live, because they haven't seen us in a while. And I guess I'll start with our Madam President, Peggy Morris, and this thing that they're talking about today. We're going to be talking to no other than Dr. George C. Frazier and his I call them his entourage, right? People that's going to talk about the PNC, which is considered the Power Networking Conference, where the Sisters for Sisters Network was birthed out of this.
Yes.
Sharon and Peggy founded this wonderful organization, which this is just a branch off. 4SistersLIVE is a branch off for Sisters
Yeah.
Sisters
Yeah.
Network. But Peggy, tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods.
Well, Charlene, you know me. I've been tapping into everything that's going on in the community. Not everything, just about, just about, and just enjoying connecting with people and just soaking up all the energy and the love and the support that that's given to me and the organization over the years. So, what can I say? I have a moment now just to sit still so that we can have a conversation with Dr. Frazier.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is all good.
This is very good. Linda, what's
Very
going
good.
on, young lady? What's been
Well,
going on? We already know you busy, so yeah.
Well, you know,
Second.
I'm just getting busy. You know, I'm taking just completed a wonderful course. I'm becoming a medical missionary. And
Ooh.
yes,
Sorry.
Oh,
and
wow.
I am Sister Joyce. She introduced me to this class that we've been taking, getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning for class. But we're learning about herbs. I'm learning about the way God wants us to eat. Everything, you know, God said He gave us everything, every herb that we needed, right? Well, that's what this whole course is based on. And just learning formulas on how to help everyone through illness, how to reverse so many conditions that we have, all the conditions, as a matter of fact, trying to, you know, God made us this way.
Exactly.
So I just completed the first part of it. I'm getting ready to go into the second part of it. So I'm just really happy. This is something I've wanted all my life and never knew what it was until Joyce introduced it to me. And this is my life. This is what I was here for. This is my purpose.
And,
so
you see what is happening with the network, how
this is the only in the network can this happen. You know, I am so thankful and so blessed to be in this network, because everything that has happened to me because of the network. You know, Helena and I, and my international love for international things, it came with Helena. She brought that to me. So, you know, I've been to Africa. It's just, God is so good, and He gives it to you in His own time.
Yes.
Wow.
And also I've been gardening on my front porch.
Oh, go ahead, girl.
Oh, your front porch.
Because that's where the most sun is. I'm telling you guys, I took and dandelion greens and I have cooked them. They came out of my yard. This is what everybody has, dandelions. That is God's gift. Don't eat them raw out your garden, out your back front yard. Right. But you can cook them, clean them and cook them. If you get them in the store, you can eat them raw. But I would, you know, my instructor did not advise me to eat them things raw. But I did. I mixed them with my greens, and I'm growing cucumbers, tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
Kale, broccoli. And look what birthed last week.
What is that?
It's a perfect one too. Look at it, all smooth, no bumps.
Organic, right? Wow.
Right on my front porch.
Oh, Linda, that is beautiful.
Wow.
I'm just having a ball, getting up, watering everything first thing in the morning.
Linda, I love it. I love
it. That's
it.
Amazing.
What about you, Sharon? What's going on in your neck of the woods, young lady?
You know, I'm just taking it a day at a time. You know, things actually do get better as you get older. I would have never believed that, but things that are happening to me are happening for me in my later years. You know, I always said I was a late bloomer, but it is for true. It is so true. So
I like that.
I'm just enjoying.
So what in particular has happened? Because we want to know, because we want to know that it's possible for most of us that are past our 50s and what?
You know, if I could put my finger on one thing, it would be very difficult for me at this time, because it's so much happening all at the same time. You know, we're trying to, you know, settle with my parents' estate. So it's like all this stuff like coming at me at the same time. The other thing being, you know, coming into my 70s, which is a whole new generation for me, you know, to be a part of. And I'm embracing it, you know.
Welcome.
You know, I'm just like, I'm just like literally taking life a day at a time now because it's too short. And, and I'm just, with all the people that we're, losing every single day, it makes you appreciate life so
I'm
much.
telling you.
Life.
And the most important thing, to give people flowers while they're living.
Yes.
You do not want to have you do not want to have any regrets.
That's
Oh,
true.
wow. We're going to have a
That's
whole
it.
show
Yeah.
about that because that is so significant. Because I have
Yes.
friends that are dealing with their moms. And the older I get, of course, the older my mom gets. And of course, you ladies, the older you get, your moms are getting. And it's just, we don't want to see them sick. We don't want to see them in the hospital. But things are happening. And sometimes we just feel like we don't spend enough time with them.
Yeah.
So that's a very good statement there. So,
Well, Charlene, you made a good point because going back to, I've been really spending time with my mom. She just turned 91 on last
Wow.
Awesome.
the 21st of May. And
That's for mom. Yes.
So look, so
Yes.
if she's 91, I'm like saying, okay, well, wait a minute, let me count
Don't even
down.
tell us.
It means
Don't
you
even
have
tell us. We don't want to
longevity.
know.
It means you have longevity.
Yes,
Look
we
at it
do,
that
because
way.
she's
Girl.
healthy and
You
trying to
have
get well.
longevity anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, you
There's
have
a wealth of
longevity.
information.
So I'm teaming up with Sharon. We're doing this thing together.
Yeah, we all do it together.
We're all doing it.
Club. Welcome to the club, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and Linda too.
Absolutely.
We're
Linda
doing it.
always. We're trying to figure out what this makeup, cream, water, what is she drinking? Because everything is
Beautiful.
Water.
Water. No, alkaline water, not just water. Alkaline water.
Okay.
And it's when you drink it. First thing in the morning, make
First
sure.
thing in the morning
First
for
thing
sure.
in the
Thanks
morning.
to Sharon.
At least
I do
32
that
ounces
every morning, Sharon.
before you eat or drink it.
Totally agree with that, and drink it at night. But so what's happening in my neck of the woods before we shout out those birthdays, guys? It's been amazing. Thank you, God. I'm not only mother,
Congratulations, Miss Mother of Merlin.
yeah, mother. You know, my mother. The
Yes.
thing that really happened to me is that I finally got to see our governor.
Yes.
So in my neck of the woods, I'm all about family. And years ago, I told you I started a family bookstore with my father as a bishop of a church in North Carolina. And now I get to run my platform on this, Mother of the Year and all this other stuff. But I'm super excited about that. But what was so much of a proud moment is recently we went to go celebrate Jamila Woods as she passed 5 bills.
Yes.
Health bills. Guys,
Yes.
that is a huge thing. And I was there to
Amazing.
witness it, but I was also there to hug on our very own Governor Wes Moore. I was like so happy to see him happy to support such significant changes in the mental health, in the health world. So that was what was happening in my neck of the woods. And then, yesterday I was able to talk to another mother and son duo who just passed legislation concerning if your child goes to college and they're dealing with some kind of mental illness due to racism or any mental anguish that's campus caused, your child can withdraw and the school in the state of Maryland has to refund them their money. A black mother right here in Prince George's County, her and her son got that bill passed. It's not only passed as a health bill, it's passed as a Senate bill. Come on, somebody.
That's awesome.
Yes. Mothers are doing it.
Mothers are doing it. So we're going to have her on the show. And so, but we won't talk in detail, but I just wanted to share that. So that's what's been happening in my neck of the woods. God is bringing these things in my life. And I'm like, and I may start my own law. I'm working on something right now for my own son, because you won't mess with a mama. I'm going to tell you, you'll mess with a child, first of all.
That's right.
Come on, somebody.
Don't mess with our children.
Don't mess with our children. We're not vindictive. We're just saying, do what's right. And guess what? The law is on our side. And we're going to utilize that to make sure that no other child is messed with. And that's how we do it. But anyway, happy birthday to everybody out there. Peggy, whose birthday is it? It is June the 1st. It is a month of June. Shout out to my son, Peggy. When is your birthdays going?
Happy birthday, Noel.
So I'm very partial to birthdays. So let me shout them out. Normally I'll have their photos, but next time, let me shout out Maria Thorpe is celebrating her birthday actually today. Wanda
happy birthday, Maria.
Happy birthday, Maria Thorpe.
Wanda Washington, Alicia Anderson, Lloyd Dorsey, my favorite girl, Joyce Nario, Kasha Harvey, and Diamond is celebrating her birthday as well in the month of June.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
All right,
Well,
Gemini
happy birthday, my
Powers.
sister.
Shout out to Alicia Masora, her birthday, and she's a member of Sister for Sister.
Yes.
Yay.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know any famous birthdays, but
Yes.
who else? I don't know. Whose famous birthday is it? I don't know.
Oh, that's Linda's link.
Linda, we didn't find out whose birthday is in June.
Let me see.
What black? Whose birthday is in June?
We have. Well, as a matter of fact, it's a Linda Martell. She's the first African American female to perform at the Grand Ole Opry, and she was born in 1941 for Black Music Month. Yeah.
Woo! That's so good, Linda.
And we also have Josephine Baker, you know that entertainer, born in 1906. Woo woo!
Okay.
All this wonderful Black entertainment. Yes. That's all we have for right now.
Can I shout out one more? Morgan Freeman. His birthday is today.
Oh, happy birthday, Morgan Freeman! Woo!
Woo-hoo. Yeah, the list can go on and on and on.
Yes.
But we know that, guys, this show is already packed and it's fun. I'm glad you took out the time to tune in, but I want you to go on and tune in a little bit more. Share, like this post. If you're on YouTube, go on and share, like, comment.
Share.
Get people on this show right now, because we're about to bring up the one and only Dr. George Frazier and his posse. Okay, so mainly, but guys, I call them a posse, and you'll get to see why. I mean, they are fierce, and they are about Black power, okay, and a Black economics. Let's just put it that way, right? Our Black economy, our Black wealth, our Black health, right? Our mental well-being, all of the above. So I just want to get you round up and get you sharing and comment in the post. Let them know the Dr. Jersey Frazier team is here to talk about the Power Networking Conference that will take place.
Oh, it's an Expo, Charlene. Keep it in mind, they changed it now. It's now an Expo.
I'm sorry, Expo.
And that's what we want to
We
hear
are find out.
That's what we want to hear about. It has changed from a conference to an expo, and you want to find out why. So those of you who are followers of Dr. Frazier, you know that it is an expo, and you want to know that it's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. But what's going to happen there? Who's going to be there? And why is this the changes that are happening? You need to be there. Like, I'm excited because there's a museum that's happening, okay? Concerning Dr. Frazier. Like, there is a museum, but you won't know that if you don't get your friends to tune in and yourself to listen in. So anyway, I'm going to turn this over to the one and only Peggy Morris, so she can introduce no other than the George G.C. Frazier.
Just blow up the internet. Share.
Dr. Frazier is currently at a conference, but he's going to be coming in shortly. But some of his partners are going to join us as well. But I just want to say, Sharon, let's take a few minutes while we're waiting for them. Let's talk about our experience.
To reminisce. Yes.
This is our moment to talk about that. I love talking about that experience because it changed my life.
Yes.
And to be honestly, we would not be doing what we're doing right now if it wasn't for the conference.
Absolutely.
The snowball effect.
Exposure is.
Talk about, Sharon, how we connected and how we did this doggone thing, as you said.
It's a funny story. At the time I was with Verizon, and Dr. Frazier was speaking, and he was talking about a conference that was coming up, this networking conference. He said it's going to be the biggest conference of Black professionals coming into one room, and and all of the entertainment people that he was going to have. These were all celebrity type people that were going to be at this conference, and I was so excited. And if you bring 4 people, including yourself, you get a discount. So I sought out to get 3 other people to go to this conference with me. And Willie Jolly's workshop was coming up. And I said, that's the perfect place for me to find these women to go with me to this conference. And I was already inviting my girlfriend Dee to come along. So we both went to Willie Jolly's workshop so that we could get the other 2 people. And the first person I met was Peggy Morris.
Wow.
And Peggy said she knew me from Morgan, but I just didn't know her at the time at Morgan. But so it's sort of like a reconnect. So Peggy and I hooked up, and I said, Peggy, we got to go to this conference. Willie, of course, was going to be one of the speakers there, and so on and so forth. And plus, we get this discount, right? So Peggy said, oh, I could get my cousin Audrey to go. So we just, and we got on the phone, and we talked about our dreams, our aspirations, things that we wanted to do. And Peggy had this idea that she always wanted to have this women's group. So it was like we just, literally created all of this before we went to the conference. So we went there talking about the organization that we were coming as. So we were coming as sisters because it was 4 of us, or Sisters Network, because we're going to a networking conference. That's why we added the name. So it's all, this is how this all came together. And we went to the conference, and it was the most mind-blowing experience. But just knowing that that's really how we birthed our organization, because we were aspiring entrepreneurs ourselves, each of us wanting to start our own businesses. And so the 4 of us went there in anticipation of, getting what we needed to start our businesses.
Oh, that's such a
let me
beautiful,
share this, the most important piece.
Wow.
We got to BWI Airport, and I love talking about this. And we're waiting for our flight to go to Cleveland, because that's where the conference was. And I said, look, it's 4 of us. We're sisters. We're not biological sisters, but we're sisters. And the 4 in the network. And I said, look, sister, we got to go like we are Sisters for Sisters Network. We got to Cleveland to the conference. And the first thing folks wanted to know, who were we? And I looked around and I said, God,
who are these women?
Here we are.
I love that.
And
that's so
people
much
loved
lessons in
what
there.
because we came up with our mission and vision standing at the airport waiting for our flight. So we were already prepared to speak and say who we were when we got to Cleveland.
Wow.
And I kept saying, Lord, I hope and pray there's not another Sisters for Sisters network up in here. Like Les would say.
There was, but we'll get into that later. But about the most fun was when we went to the banquet and we didn't have enough tickets. And it was like, okay, I had bought my ticket. Everybody, all of us had bought our ticket except for Audrey. Audrey, she's very tall, statuesque, and she looks important. Okay. So we just walked in the room like we owned it. Excuse me, where's our table? And they're scrambling, trying to find us because they couldn't find our name on the list, right? Other than we had paid for a ticket, okay? And she insisted that we have a table, and we ended up sitting at Susan Taylor's table.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
That's what you own the room when you walk in.
Wow.
Well, I was sweating bullets. I kept saying,
I'm telling you, I said, oh my God. I said, what if I get embarrassed? What if we get embarrassed? They close all out.
Hey, look, I'm looking for Susan Taylor to come up and say, okay, get out of here.
Right.
Who are these people? I don't know these people. No, she did it.
Right.
She was the sweetest, kindest woman.
Oh my gosh.
That's a powerful
wonderful story.
You
Powerful
guys
story.
Went in with the intent, you knew exactly why you were going. And that's another thing. When people go to conferences or expos, you need to know why you're going. You guys went with a mission. You got on one accord, and you decided we are going to be called Sisters for Sisters Network. Even though Peggy might have slipped up and forgot, but you still had the intention. It's about the intentions.
Yeah.
Like what else happened there? Like who was connecting to you? And then like what other possibilities came up at that event that year?
Well, let me share. When we got to the conference, I had never seen anything like this in my life.
It was real
I
good.
mean, to walk into the room, and I always say this, it was like walking up to the pearly gates. I ain't never been there yet. Okay.
The professional pearly gates.
I walked
Right,
up
the
to the pearly
earthly.
gates and opening up the door, and all I
Yes.
could see was a sea of Black folks.
That's
sitting
right.
at these
Looking
white
good.
tables. I'm like, how can someone command all of these people? It had to be 6,000 to 7,000 people in this.
Yes, I
room.
heard about that. Yes.
And I'm like, wow, not knowing that we were going to be connected to this man. This is in 2002, and we're talking about 2024. We're talking about a span of 22 years. We've been to the conference every year since 2002.
Wow.
And that conference had left from Cleveland to Atlanta, Georgia. It was in Atlanta, Georgia for 5 or 6 years. From there, George moved it to Dallas, Texas for about 3 years. And I convinced him to bring the conference here to Prince George's County in 2016. And it was here for about 3 years. Then he moved it to Houston for about 3 years. And that was during the pandemic. And now it is now going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we have been on an amazing journey for the past 22 years. And I'm just thankful that if it wasn't for the conference, Charlene, I would not have known you. Linda, we would not have connected. Sure, we might have never connected from Willie Jolly. Okay. So all of this I'm saying is just a blessing that God has brought us together.
That's so true.
And it has been an amazing journey, guys.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This is huge. This is huge. When I look at the sisters and still the connections, every time we do something like Linda got with Helena, then you brought 2 other sisters along, even with that project that made it an international project. And you know that Peggy and Sharon did the same thing with other sisters. Now some of these sisters don't even stay in our area anymore. And you're looking like, well, what happened to them? Well, they went on to be successful doing something else, but they still contribute. They're here for our anniversary celebrations that happened in November. You got to be at this year's event. So I'm telling you. So
it's like connecting the dots, because as you were saying all the names, Helena actually came. Her very first job, she walked into my boutique as a foreigner, from Ethiopia, and she didn't have a job. She came into my store and asked for a job. That's how Helena became a part of Sisters for Sisters Network. So it's like connecting the dots. I introduced her to Sisters for Sisters Network, and it's like this person, was connected, and then we're just like connecting. And George talked about that all the time.
Yes,
connecting the dots.
And then I got connected with her. It was just amazing.
It's and of course we met Charlene.
Yeah, we met
all of us, all of us.
4SistersLIVE. I know
everyone comes into your life, for a reason or season. And it's just like, there's so many women that have been through the organization, and if we really counted how many actually have gone through the organization, Peggy, I'd say it has to be over 500.
Oh my God!
They have come and gone, and some are still with us, but it's just like they have been a part of the organization.
Seed of everything that we have done.
Over these 22 years, we have touched so many women, and it's just been an amazing ride. So I'm so grateful. And my business was birthed out of the organization, just like
my business was birthed out of it.
We had a photography business, Audrey had a nursing business, and Dee had a cosmetic line. So we all started our businesses through this organization. I'll never forget, it was Jewel Diamond Taylor's workshop that had got me started, because I kept procrastinating. I knew I wanted to do this, and I had been, doing things like on a part-time basis, selling, jewelry and things, on hats or whatever, on a part-time basis, vending. But I really, really needed something more significant. So I wanted a storefront. And it was through Jewel Diamond Taylor's workshop that pushed me to that next level, because I was so afraid, you know, because I like, who, you know, would let me do this? You know, I don't have any, you know, any experience of having a brick and mortar, you know, but through going to these workshops at the PNC, or the Power Networking Conference, and Jewel Diamond Taylor being the facilitator of that particular workshop that day, that's what got me started.
You know what I want to say? I want to say that Sister Sister Network, it helps to build your confidence, because when you have another sister telling you what you can do, they're not telling you what you can't do. I never heard the word can't in this organization. I always heard the possibilities, and you can do this if you want to, and we're here for you. The other part is when you did open that store, do you remember the day that you opened it, and we all had to come there and do this celebration with you? Like,
oh my gosh,
we are the funders.
It was Black Friday. It was Black Friday weekend that I was opening, and I was not ready. And it was like, oh my God, how can I do this? And I called Peggy. I said, Peggy,
there go Peggy. Don't ever
I'll tell you, it's like the organizations came, I mean, the sisters came out. I mean, they were hanging clothing and hanging and doing and steaming and doing everything I needed to do to open my doors. I mean, that's the kind of help this organization has done for me. And it's like, and we support one another. Thing is, when our slogan is women helping women to connect, and we literally do just that. And we support each other with ever our businesses or our opportunity, even as a career opportunity, because there's someone in the organization who knows someone, and you are connected. Once you're connected, you are really connected, because we support one another, and it's not just saying the words. We literally come out and support each other, you know, for anything that you're having. It could be, you know, a promotion, or it could be a fashion show. It could be a
book signing,
whatever.
Book
signings, you know, or just participate, or buying your wares. You know, if you're selling something. So it is amazing. It's truly amazing, and we do. We put our money where our mouth is. We really do the work. We actually
and Sharon, I just want to shout out Marion Thomas and Maria Thorpe and Kathy
Muhammad.
These are just some of the sisters that are faithful, supportive of this organization. I can't say no more than
Linda Marshall, Sylvia Garrett. You know, we can go on and on.
I can go on and on.
And I would be afraid to, because I'd be afraid to leave someone out, because you know.
Don't do that.
It goes on and on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And we appreciate you. We can say that now. We say it all the time. We appreciate you. And
we do. Everyone, even the ones we don't see on here, we appreciate you.
We're connected.
Because you are a part of the wind beneath our wings. You definitely encourage us. We have so many people to call out and they encourage us. We got business owners, and you know, those are people we do want to call. We definitely, I think this is significant to say, we have the Dr. Cheryl Woods.
Yes.
Right?
Kathy Muhammad.
Kathy Muhammad is a movie star.
Huge supporter.
Can we say that Kathy Muhammad is a movie star? We got a movie star.
Yes, we have a movie coming out today. That
we're going to support. Like
the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree in Cheverly today. I'll get the name of the church. I have to pull that up.
Yeah, I have it. So I'll be there for her. We got to, you know, I wanted to say something about the support that we gave Gina Duncan. Gina Duncan is a part. She hasn't even been a part of our organization more than 3 or 4 years, and she's got in there and worked, became a part of our membership drive, and just been doing a significant deal.
Open up 2 businesses.
Open up 2 businesses. That's what I was going to say. She opened up one in Prince George's County. She followed the instructions of, I just got to shout out Daryl Barnes, you know, because he supports Sister Sisters Network. And then she listened to what he had to say, and listened to you know, Madam President Peggy had to say, and opened up this business. I mean, brick and mortar, like Sharon. And then went on and opened up a second one within 3 years, guys. 3 years, right there in Charles County. And guess who was there to support? We all were.
We were
I mean,
there.
we packed a house. I think we had more of us there than family, right? Like we were the family, but her family did show up. Let's just get that right, okay? But that's the kind of support we're talking about.
And we can't forget about Terry Tabor. Now, look.
Oh my gosh, Terry! Oh, Terry is awesome.
God.
She is so talented. Oh, she is so talented. We just had the bomb fashion show, guys.
Yes.
If you weren't there, you missed it. But we're pictures are coming out, so you're gonna see what you missed. But Terry is the bomb. She is. She's an artist. She paints on silk. You know, she gives back to the community by having these workshops for seniors. She's amazing. So
yes, we love her. We love her.
I wanted to give a shout out to Kathy Muhammad's The Christmas Room is the name of the production today. It's about dementia and Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. And it's going to be at a church in Cheverly, Maryland. I can find the name of it. Yes, it's Cheverly United Methodist Church today at 3 p.m. And I don't know if there are tickets left, but you can contact Kathy Muhammad. If you can put your name in the chat, your information in the chat, Kathy, so people can follow you and hopefully be able to attend. It's at 3 o'clock today, and I can't wait to attend. So,
well, let me break in for a second. I just got a text from Dr. Frazier.
Okay.
And this is what he says. He says, Peg, I am stuck in LA speaking during a podcast. Let's reschedule me only for next Saturday. Now, that's fine, because I figured, when you're caught up like that in between events,
promoting this event,
you don't know what the time frame is going to work in your favor or not. And we took a chance. It didn't work. But we got some more folks hanging out here with us.
Yes.
Let me bring this sister in because she can talk about PNC because she's part of the family.
Right.
Let me bring Constance in. Hold on.
We got Constance and
there she is. Hey, Constance.
Hi, Constance.
How are you?
And we got JR in the house.
Is JR in the house?
Yes, JR.
Constance, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Hey, ladies. Hi, JR.
JR.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Oh,
good.
Fine. You.
Constance, we are pumped about this. We heard that you had the 411. We were stretching our heads. The audience is like, what is going on? They done changed the PNC conference to an expo. We want to know what it's all about. And we felt like, hey, who better to provide that than we can share some insight and help us.
Well, we're waiting for Delano to come on, who's really the key person that is setting this whole thing up. He is due to come on. So, but at the same time, I thank JR and I thank Constance for sitting in the wings and waiting to join us. But these two have been part of the family and they know what PNC means to them. Constance, take a moment and just talk about your experience with PNC and the PowerNetworking Conference.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you, ladies, for inviting me to be a part of the conversation. This was amazing. I was sitting backstage listening to you guys, and my experience was kind of similar to you all's experience. I've been going since 2010, and so what happened was I'm a real estate broker, and I heard George came and spoke for NAREB. And what he said aligned with every core of my being. Like everything that this man talked about, I was like, I never heard anybody articulate and say the things that he said that just aligned so well to me. So the call to action was, I got to get there. But we wasn't making all that much money. So I had a great friend, Mark. He was on the call too, and he bought himself a ticket. He wasn't able to go. So he donated tickets to me and my girlfriends. So I went with two of my girlfriends, and they're gorgeous ladies. It was three of us, two of my gorgeous friends. We were there, and we was broke. We ain't had no money. But when you talk about looking the part, we looked the part. They thought we was somebody. They thought we had some money. And so we had, we were dressed very nicely, but we was broke. And I remember we would sit at the bar because the first year we went, I think it was in Dallas. And so we would sit at the bar hoping somebody would buy us a drink or hoping our ATM would go through.
Been there, done that. Take
So
it
I understand very well.
Listen, but you talk about, again, people thought we was somebody, right? And we walked like we was somebody, like we were millionaires. And when you think about your network being your net worth, I remember hearing Dr. Frazier say, you know, tell me the 3 people you hang around with and I'll tell you who you are. Or one time he said we ended up having him come to our conference, and he said, you know, he said, if you hang around with 3 hoes, you're gonna be the 4th hoe. So that was
oh my God.
Dr. Frazier said it. He said from him. But you know, hang around with 3 people, the 3 people you hang out, that's who you're going to be around. And so as we started to grow more and we started to meet great people, like we met JR and his brother Jason, and we met, you know, all of you, so many great people who actually were probably a lot further than we are. Our net worth started to grow as well. And I went, you know, it grew my business significantly. We were struggling. I had just went out on my own and started my brokerage. And then we ended up, I ended up growing that business to be the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California. But it was because of the network. It was because of the big thinking and the big thinkers that we were surrounded with. It was because we saw Black excellence in real time, and we were able to aspire to do the same thing. It was because we were able to bring in people like Dr. Frazier to our hometown to speak to our people, and, you know, Rando Pinkett, and have mentors like Linda Clemens and all of these brilliant thought leaders from all over the country. We had now access, and George always talks about access and proximity. We had access and proximity to the best of the best of the best. And, you know, my business, I want to say, personally exploded. I went from being a conference goer to being on the faculty. Now I'm teaching classes, and my breakout rooms are packed to the brim, and people are, you know, I'm on stage speaking because of what I've learned and the people that I've networked with at PowerNetworking conference. You know, I met Lisa Nichols there, ended up traveling the world with her and helping her conduct her retreats. You know, there's just so many different people. Dr. Boyce Watkins, I'm one of the people on his Fly Nubian Queen network. I met him at PNC. I speak at his conferences every year. He's a good friend of mine. So this is the type of network that you get access to. Les Brown, you know, we brought him out. He's come to my office. He spoke to my agents. Met him at Power Networking Conference. These are the rooms that you're in when you get access to go to things like this. So it's just been an amazing journey. And I think I may have missed 1 year, maybe. And I didn't even miss COVID, but I missed the year after that because I think I was out of the country. But I don't plan on missing any years. It's just been a dynamic experience.
Awesome.
Constance,
awesome.
You know what? You just brought up a very good point, because, you know, I go back and I look at what I gained from that conference was the love and respect from so many people that I could never imagine. These folks were coming out of the magazines of Essence and Jet Magazine and Ebony that I would love to have met and had the pleasure just from being in the Power Networking Conference. Blows me away. And I think about the opportunity that I got a job with the National Urban League because I was at the Power Networking Conference. I was able to go to Ghana, Africa, because I was in the room at the Power Networking Conference. And I can go on and of all the opportunities that came out just being in the room is the key. It's the key.
Being
so
in the
JR,
room.
look, I'm going to pass the mic to you. Tell us what it means to you to be part of the Power Networking family.
Well, first of all, as Constance was talking, I remember when I first met Constance and her two friends, and they were strolling around looking like $1 million.
Oh, you bought the first drink, right?
We was faking.
That's right. That's right. Remember on Martin, the comedy show Martin, and Tommy, his friend Tommy, would say, "Oh my damn." We were saying, "Oh my damn." So yeah, they were looking like $1 million for sure. And you guys are right. I'm sitting here listening, and as you guys are just telling the stories, it's just like reminiscing. I don't know if your listeners or viewers really understand the power of being in the room with people who are doing it. You know, because entrepreneurship is a lonely journey if you just out here by yourself. you are not going to make it just thinking I'm going to go out here by myself and build some massive business. It's not going to happen. You got to get around people who are doing it, who are like you. That's the other thing. Like when I was in corporate America, most people were trying to climb the corporate ladder. I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to build my own business on the side. And I had to get around people who thought like me, who wanted to do things like me. Because again, it's a lonely road. So when you go to this conference, it's unlike anything that you can experience. First and foremost, you walk in and you see all these beautiful Black professional people. That's the first thing that just hits you, right out the gate. And then the networking and just meeting people, just strangers, becoming friends with them, networking, hearing their stories, vibing off of their energy and things like that. So just incredible. I remember I actually met Dr. Frazier, this is probably about 35 years ago. This is such a crazy story. I don't even know if I ever told you guys this. So my father used to watch a show called Tony Brown's Journal. You guys remember this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So he's watching this show up in Ohio. I'm sitting in there. He's just watching this show. And this guy comes on, and I'm like, I ain't never heard a Black dude just talking like this. He kept talking about these 7 steps we need to take, and this, that, and the other. And he said, I got this book out called Success Runs in Our Race. So I was on my way to a music conference. Back then I had a recording and production company. And there was a music conference in Orlando. It was called the Jack the Rapper. And Jack the Rapper was the first on-air Black radio personality way back in the day, right? So now this is where it gets kind of crazy. Jack the Rapper used to be in Atlanta, but it got kicked out of Atlanta because it got so crazy, they went to Orlando. And the reason, back in the day, Jack the Rapper, Prince used to come, Janet Jackson, Terry Lewis, Jimmy Jam, anybody who was anybody would be at Jack the Rapper. And you had to have a legitimate.
I went one year. It was wow.
So now,
love
it. When it switched to Orlando, gangster rap was just kind of coming out. Death Row Records, Dr. Dre, Snoop, and all that. So anyway, as soon as I hear Dr. Frazier on TV, I go buy his book. I said I'm gonna read his book on the plane going to Orlando. So I'm reading the book. I'm like, this dude is off the charts. As God is my witness, the plane lands. I go to the hotel, open the door, and the first person I literally bump into is
Dr.
George
Frazier.
Frazier.
That was fate.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
That
like,
is
yeah, what are you doing here? So I just saw you on TV. I got your book, man, and like, what are you doing here? And he's like, well, I'm speaking, but nobody knew really who he was back then. Mm-hmm. He was, as I say, he was just becoming George Frazier, right? Mm-hmm. So this is how God and fate works. So that's the first interaction. So later on, I see him sitting in the hallway, and he's just looking, and all these young brothers and sisters are walking by, with rap and gangster, and they started putting stickers, death row stickers, all over the hotel and everything. And so George is just, I said, you never been to Jack the Rapper before. He said, I ain't never seen nothing like this. So this is the second interaction. So the third interaction, George says, you come to my talk. I'm there, man. So we go in this big, huge room. Probably could hold at least a couple hundred people, maybe 500 people. And I go in, he's speaking at 11. And so I get there about, a little before 11, and there might be like 20 people in the room, if that. But the room next door is packed, and they're blasting gangster rap. I mean, this is 11 in the morning, and it's packed. And they just blasting the music, and George's like, all them Negroes need to be over here. Here's what I got to say. So the story, it gets crazier. So he's like, what should I do? I said, just wait, man. They're going to come. They're going to come. So slowly people started coming in. The room fills up. George goes to speak, and the PA system breaks.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness.
So me and my partner, we own recording studios back then. So we go and we fix the PA system. And so George goes on to talk and just brings the house down. So now I'm like, you know, I didn't know all the stuff that he teaches about networking. I just like, I got to get his real number. I don't want your secretary's number. I got to get your real number. Because I figured he probably came to DC area a lot. And I was like, George, let me get your real number. When you come to town, I want to do a book signing for you. So he gave it to me. A few months later, he's coming to town. I was working at Merck at the time, Merck Pharmaceuticals as a pharmaceutical rep. So I went and told all the black reps. Nobody heard of George Fraser. I said, you got to hear this dude. You got to hear him. So I had 150 people cram into my little 3-bedroom house.
Wow.
JR.
Okay, there we go. There we go. I accidentally hit it.
Yeah.
I'm living this story as I'm telling y'all. So
Exciting.
Yeah.
So I called George, and he's at the hotel. He's at a hotel in DC, and I say, George, the limo's outside for you. And George laughed at me. He said, yeah, okay, right. He came outside. I had a stretch limo laid out for him, and I was sitting in the back like this. What's up? I said, look, I'm gonna make sure he never forgets me. And so he gets in the limo, and he comes and he just ripped a hole in the floor. I had to get new carpet and new flooring after he got finished. So everybody, we're like, hey man, I was telling him at that time I had a recording studio in my basement. So right around then, a lot of people were just kind of getting into audiobooks and getting your speeches on tape. And so I told George, well, there's all this pandemonium. I snuck him out the house, went around to the back, took him in the studio, showed him the studio, and I said, George, I want to record I want to do audiobooks for you and record your speeches for you, and you can take them and sell them. And so he was like, okay. So now he comes back the next day, comes in the studio. He didn't know it was that hard to record audio. I had him in there sweating and like, we got to do a retake and all this. But after that, we just became the best of friends. And then he invited me to speak at the conference. So one of the takeaway points that I want to share with your viewers and your listeners is when you get around people who are very successful and who are doing things, guess what? Everybody's coming at them wanting something.
Yes.
The worst thing you can do is come to somebody who's successful and be a I need. Hey, George, hey, Constance, hey, JR, hey, Peggy, hey, Linda, hey, everybody, I need, I want you to do for me. No, give first.
Yes.
My thought was, I'm gonna give him this. I'm gonna make sure that he knows I bring value to the table. I don't just want something. I'm gonna bring value to the table, and then after that, then he can say, oh, I see what you got. And then the doors open up. And so so that's when I approached him about my company, Flip That Stock, and told him, hey, I want this mission to teach our people, how to trade and invest in the stock market. And George being George, he said, JR, now you in the studio, you got this business going, put this book out. I had a book out, How I Quit My $100,000 a year job. He said, are you really serious about this, man? Are you serious? Georgia hurt your feelings. Georgia hurt you. He's gangster. He's like, are you serious about this? I was like, George, I'm telling you, I got this unique way of teaching this thing, man. And he said, okay. So he just left it at that time. And then he called me one day and he said, hey, I want you to be on this conference call. George is like the godfather. I didn't ask no questions. I just said, okay. So this was about 11 years ago. So I get on the conference call, and it happened to be the speakers for the PowerNetworking conference that year. And he's going around the table, and he's introducing everybody. And I'm thinking in my head, this is great. I'm going to come to the conference, and these are some great speakers. And then he says to me, he said, I'd like to introduce JR. He's going to be speaking on the stock market. That's how I found out I was speaking.
Gangsta.
Hey.
And so from there, you know, I started speaking there and speaking here and speaking there, and it just exploded from there. So to all your listeners, listen, George will always say, you got to be where the important people are, because they ain't coming to you.
They ain't coming to your house.
Your house.
That's right.
You got to come to them.
That's
Yes.
right.
So when we get together at this conference, you can't even imagine. Those who have been know what I'm understanding or saying, but those who haven't, y'all don't have a clue. Y'all don't have a clue.
No clue at all.
Nothing like it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna talk about Constance now. I'm gonna talk about Constance. Yeah, she's like,
Constance. Sorry.
What?
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Because Constance and I were at a conference in Indianapolis.
Linda Clemens.
Yep,
I was there.
And she was I don't know if she wasn't starting out in real estate, but she was kind of getting her speaking. And she was like, I don't know, getting on front of that stage. I said, girl, you better get on up there. And she came through and lit it up. So again, when you hang around different people, and sometimes you just need a word of encouragement. Sometimes you need a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes you need a technique that you're missing. This is what we get when we go here. And it's going to be in Charlotte this year too.
Yes.
Not going to be 99 degrees out like it was.
Right.
So if anybody's on the fence or just thinking about it, don't be on the fence.
Go.
Invest the money, invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And then if you can't, let me tell you this. It's kind of like this. When I'm teaching people how to trade in the market, and I say, if you can't take my system and make money, I don't make income guarantees. You can't do that. But if you can't make something off the system I'm teaching, it's you. So I bring that up to say, if you come to this conference and whatever you pay to get there, if you can't make 10 times that minimum in networking and things of that nature and building, it's you. It's you.
There's something wrong with you. Exactly.
You're the problem.
Yeah.
You're the problem. So
Wow.
Can I add to what you're saying as well?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I moved to Prince George's County. I'm from California. Moved here almost 2 years ago, and just moved across the country abruptly. It wasn't anything planned, and because of my relationships that I developed at this conference, I did not miss a beat. I had met friends and business partners over the years. I'm at all of the important events, maybe not all of them, but I've been invited to some of the who's who events because of the people that I met at the Power Networking Conference.
Yeah.
I connected with friends. I live in the same neighborhood as a power player that I met through the Power Networking Conference. In fact, I live in the same neighborhood as your sister, JR.
okay.
And just by virtue of these people that I met at the Power Networking Conference, I did not miss a beat. Because of the people that I've met throughout the year. I mean, it's just been great. It's phenomenal. You don't know who you're going to meet, and there should not be, I don't think, any hesitation to come to the conference, because if you don't come, you will miss out. This is an investment that you cannot afford not to make in yourself. It's an investment that you cannot afford not to make in yourself. One of the best investments I've ever made in my life. I go to a lot of conferences. I speak all over. This is the single best conference that I go to that I look forward to every single year.
Every year.
Yes.
I mean, let me tell you something. That's my therapy session, as they call it at PNC. I do this every year, and I've done it for the past 22 years. So you know how I feel about the Power Networking Conference.
Yes.
It's my love. It's my passion.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to
you
say,
and I met, Peggy.
So Peggy, did you say that
After the conference. We met after the conference, but through John. But I had met you at the conference briefly, and then John. Remember, we used to have our roundtable discussion. I was like, I know,
mastermind.
Peggy. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Peggy, did you say that Constance know what why it was changed to Expo and what that means, or the difference?
No. Delano was supposed to come on as well.
Okay.
I guess he got stuck because he had a prior commitment as well. But you know, life happens, and we know that. And so George wants to come on next week. Linda, that's your time. So we might have to move him to next year.
Oh no, not again.
But I just wanted, I'm just so glad that JR and Constance was here to fill in, to kind of share their experience, because
That's been great.
I mean, the Power Networking Conference has been heaven for me. And that's all I talk about is my relationship with you guys. Because if it wasn't for the Power Networking Conference, we would not be talking right now. And so I just say, for those who look forward, the conference is going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, July 10th through the 13th. If you're interested, come on and connect with us, because it's showtime. It is showtime. And these guys, Constance and JR, can tell you, and Sharon, and Charlene, and Linda, can tell you what it looks like.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
And they're going to have some surprises this year, too.
Nothing like
yeah, there are going to be some surprises. But let me tell you something. We got to do this again, because it is over our time.
it's way over our time.
And
but
when the stuff is good, it's good. So JR, Constance, thank you so much. And look, we got to bring you back. Okay?
Love to come back.
We're going to do this again.
Okay. All right. You guys take care.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Oh, wow. But we want to tell you how to find the tickets. Go to PowerNetworkingConference.com and you can get those tickets. We are excited that they have a wide lineup, honey. You know, you got GC Thompson is going to be there. We got a couple of other stars that's going to be there. Rohan Marley. Look at those people up there. Y'all better get on there.
Marley family is going to be
Linda
there.
Clemens is going to be there, of course, but it's somebody.
George, Dr. Boyce Watkins, yes.
Yeah, if you that person for Dr. Jamal Bryan, of course, is going to be there. He only that's 3 hours
Master
away.
P.
Master P is going to be
there. Wow.
The Master P is going to be
the Master P.
And what about Dr. Boyce Watkins is going to be in the house, y'all? You can't miss this.
Yes,
so go
indeed.
to PowerNetworkingConference.com, and we should have it up on the screen there.
It's on the screen.
There you go, PowerNetworkingConference.com. If you will click that link inside of our comments, and we'll repost it again, snap a picture of it. Guys, please be there. The real estate mogul herself is going to be there, Valerie R. Brooks. I can't wait to hear from her. So, guys, just come along and be there.
But Charlene, keep in mind, if they want to travel with Sisters for Sisters Network, what do they have to do?
Well, guys, if you want to travel with Sisters Network, get in touch with us. Like, you need to inbox us, call us, reach out. If you know my number, reach out to me, but reach out on this channel right here in the comments. Say, I want to go. Because if there is more than 40 people that we can get on the bus, we will get a bus. And we will get you down there with us.
Not a school bus, a luxury
bus. We are luxury people.
No, they ain't.
And it's a first class, luxury service that is coming, that will take us. So, guys, why don't we pack the bus right here in the DMV or surrounding areas, jump on that, and let's get down there. Hotels are already ready for us, and we'll just spend 3 to 4 fabulous days together, enjoying some of these speakers. And some of these people are personal friends, like Linda Clemens. We'll have a sit down conversation with her so she can read your mind. I'm just kidding.
Read your body. She reads
your body.
She will read your body.
She'll read your body.
So we love her. Those are our sisters, Jewel Diamond Taylor. We will have a sister breakout session right there in our very own room. So come and join us. We're going to have so much fun in July.
Yes,
it's going to be, we'll celebrate your birthday. We'll celebrate your anniversary. Just come and hang out with the sisters. Say, I want to go. Guys, I mean, tickets are as low. Well, there's just get in contact with us. I mean, this is costly, okay? But your bus ticket may be only $200. I'm just putting it in perspective. Let you know now, your hotel may be $200.
It's nothing like an investment, Charlene.
It's an
nothing
investment.
Like an investment.
It's an investment,
yeah.
And within any conference with all those high power names, you are going to pay for the ticket. But that's okay, guys. Join us. Join some of our fundraising things that we'll have going on through the month of June. And let's support each other. So if you want to go, say, I want to go, Charlene. It sounds so fun. And I want what, Sisters for Sisters Network got. I want what, JR got and Constance got. Because honey, that brother and sister, they rolling, God. They are rolling right about now. So I'm like, y'all better get.
So what time is it, Charlene?
Well, it's time for
Time for you.
To walk in your
purpose and prosperity.
See you at PNC. See you next week.
See you next week.